Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, and today I figured since I talked about the SlenderMan Urban Legend a long time ago, it's only fair to talk about Jeff the Killer. Now, if you don't know who Jeff the Killer is, then I will be explaining it to you now. Jeff the Killer is an urban legend that speculates around a young teenage boy named Jeff. He was a sophomore in high school. He didn't really talk to many people since he was new to the state that he went to, and since he was new to the state, he was new to the high school he went to. He went to that high school with his little brother Lou, who was 1 year younger than him. Lou and Jeff's parents never really got involved in their lives, so that would lead to Jeff and his little brother Lou walking to school every day, and obviously walking out of school every day. Now, something else to take into consideration is that while this did happen, the two boys didn't really care. They didn't care that their parents weren't involved in their lives. But then something happened. One day, as the boys were walking home from school, they ran into a strange gang of 4 people. These 4 people were all boys who wanted to harm the two. Now, these 4 boys were very dangerously known in their neighborhood. They were known as the gang of the neighborhood. Jeff felt like he should do something since he was the older one of the two. So he did. He got up and fought those two. Not two, he fought those 4. Through a hard-fought battle, Jeff was victorious. And once they walked home, Jeff and Lou didn't really talk about it with anyone else. They just went to their home and let it be. Later on, though, Jeff's parents got a phone call. This phone call was from that gang leader's parents. The gang leader was called Randy. Randy's parents were furious with Jeff since Randy lied to them and told them that Jeff attacked those 4 when they were walking home from school and they did nothing wrong. This, of course, was a lie. Because of this, though, the police got involved and they were said to arrest Jeff. Not said, they were sent to arrest Jeff. But before he could step out there to go to jail for who knows how long, Jeff's younger brother Lou stepped up and said that it was him, not Jeff. Because of that, Lou went to jail. Jeff didn't want Lou to do this. Jeff was ready to go to jail. He wasn't struggling. He was getting ready to go over there and go to jail. But his little brother didn't want him to. His little brother beat him outside and beat him and telling everyone that it was actually him. Jeff, after hearing that, immediately told the officers, "It was me, let him go, it was me." The officers didn't believe him, obviously, and took Lou in. Jeff was angry at his parents since they sent, or not sent, they let Lou get sent to jail. And Randy's parents called and said that they would refuse to press charges or help getting Lou back if Jeff apologized to Randy. Jeff was told this by his parents. Seeing no other way, he swallowed his pride and went to go talk to Randy. He apologized, obviously, even though he was not at fault for anything. But it was to get his little brother back, and he didn't care what the cost was. He would have did it again if it meant to. So yeah, Lou was said to be back in a week after Jeff apologized. But a few days after Jeff apologized, Jeff was at a party, a birthday party of one of his nieces. Now, this gang, or Randy's gang, crashed the party and ordered everyone to stand down while they had their rematch with Jeff. Jeff didn't back down, but yelled at them to just get out. We could settle this somewhere else, but leave everyone here alone. They, of course, didn't listen and wanted to have the rematch right then and there. Jeff said okay, and the rematch began. Like the first time, Jeff was winning. Jeff beat the first three boys, but then when he got to Randy, Randy put some gasoline on him and then lit it on fire. After he did that, Jeff was burning, and out of furiousness towards Randy, he punched Randy so hard he broke his rib cage. Jeff fell unconscious due to the burning. When he woke up, he was at the hospital. Jeff didn't feel like himself afterwards. When they showed them how Jeff was doing, his family went up to his hospital room. They unwrapped the bandages that were in Jeff's face, and then they handed Jeff a mirror. Jeff was actually happy at how he looked. He was happy that he had all those burn marks because he felt it made him look insane. Now, what happens next is horrifying. When Jeff was sent to his house, Jeff's mom knocked on the door of the bathroom since Jeff was in there for a while. She opened the door and then she saw Jeff right then and there with a knife cutting his mouth from ear to ear. She saw it, and she also saw that his eyes were also cut. Well, his eyelids were. His eyelids were completely cut off. There was no more eyelids. And it was just his eyeballs. His eyeballs were popping out. He cut his mouth to have a smile that would never leave him, and he cut his eyelids off so that he would never sleep. His mother was horrified of this and immediately went downstairs to go call a hospital. But before she could do that, Jeff killed her. Lou and their father was asleep at this time. So was Lou. Well, I guess I already said that, didn't I? Anyway, so they were asleep because it was around the time to be asleep. The only reason Jeff wasn't was because of that reason, and the only reason why Jeff's mother wasn't was because Jeff was in the bathroom. Now, Jeff went to his father's room and stabbed him to death with the same knife he used on his mother. Now, after this, Jeff walked up to his little brother's room. He walked up to Lou's room. He covered his mouth and then said to him, "Go to sleep." Then he stabbed him to death. Or so he thought. There's actually another part to this urban legend. I guess I'll talk about it next time. But for right now, this is the end of the story. Now, my own thoughts of this urban legend are, what kind of person would light someone on fire? Randy would have to be some crazy guy to be able to do that without having any second thoughts. And secondly, how did Jeff break through Randy's rib cage in just one punch? That sounds like superhuman strength if you tell me. But anyway, with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you did, leave a like. If you liked it more, subscribe. And until next time, see you guys. Love you guys.